A lot of people spend a lot of money so that they can stream video for their TV sets when they're out RVing. Starlink, of course, is probably the best out there, but you know, you've got a $300 to $500 equipment cost outlay, and then $150 a month usage fee. So for us, for our RVing uses, that's just a lot of wasted money. Even though we can turn the service off when we're not using it, still we've got a lot of money wrapped up in the equipment. So for now, we're not going to go that route. Some people spend a lot of money and they buy cell phone extenders with exterior antennas, and those are nice too. And again, you've got $300, $400, $500 invested in that gear. And or you can buy you know, a MiFi setup, but again, you've got the cost of the equipment, plus you've got the monthly usage fee and the data that you get on most of them. I looked at Verizon's, and you know, it's just not that it's just not enough gigabytes of data for us for what we would be doing for streaming TV and things like that. So our workaround on that, if we get someplace where the Wi-Fi is lousy, which usually the places we go, the Wi-Fi, even though all the RV parks where we go advertise Wi-Fi, it's about next to useless. So what we do is we use either a cell phone or an iPad, and we stream our video from the iPad to the TV set. One of our iPads also has the Verizon Cellular built into it, so we can use that iPad either via Wi-Fi mode, or we can use it just like you would a cell phone and stream the data from the iPad or the cell phone directly to the TV set. And the way that we do that, I have two adapters here. One, you can see this one has an HDMI port to the right, and on the end of it, it's a lightning connector. This will fit all of the Apple cell phones. And the other connector we have also has an HDMI port, and it has the USB-C, which will fit the newest iPad Pros. So from a streaming standpoint, we've got all of that covered. And some folks that have never tried this streaming method before might wonder, well, you know, what's the size of the picture going to be if you're streaming from an iPad or a cell phone? And the answer to that is going to be, it's going to be full screen, depending on the program that you're watching. And we have an unlimited data plan, so even if they throttle it back, they're not going to throttle it back enough that we can't still stream video across the TV set. I have tried doing it before using hotspot from my cell phone to the TV's Wi-Fi, but the problem when you do that is with Verizon, for example, after you hit a limit of 5 meg or 5 gig, I can't remember which it is, yeah, it's 5 gigabyte. Once you hit that 5 gig limit, if with hotspotting, then what happens is they throttle it back to where you've got less than half a meg of download speed, and so it's not enough. You can't stream anything at that speed. And so what I've done now is plugged in the iPad using the adapter that I showed you with the HDMI cable right here that runs to the TV set. And as you can see, we now have the full screen echoed of the iPad image. So now what I'm going to do is bring up YouTube TV, and we'll see what that display looks like. Okay, so on the iPad we have selected YouTube TV, and we've selected the NFL Network channel today since some of the preseason games are on. And so now the signal is being sent from the iPad through the adapter to the HDMI cable up to the Samsung TV. And here's the picture that we get on the Samsung. And I have a surround sound system in here, and all the audio is coming through the surround sound system just as it should be. So as you can see from a Wi-Fi standpoint, it works great. And if I had a good Wi-Fi connection at an RV park, then we could use the Wi-Fi off of either the iPad or off one of our cell phones. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the iPad off of the setup, and I have another iPad that has cell phone access on it, but I'll just use my cell phone and I'll video the results on the iPad so that we can get a comparison of what this picture looks like streaming through my Wi-Fi at the house, which is inside the house. We're out here in the Alpine. I do have a mesh network in the house, so it's very strong Wi-Fi, and at about 300 megabits download speed. So we'll take a look and see what the same signal looks like when I stream it over the Verizon cell phone. And inside the RV, I will probably have about 2 bars, maybe 3 bars at best, and it's not going to be 5G, so it'll be a good comparison test. Okay, so now I have the Wi-Fi on my cell phone turned off, and I'm strictly using the Verizon network, and as you can see, we have 2 bars at best on the signal coming in. And on the bottom of the phone, we're using the adapter that has the lightning connector to the HDMI that runs into the back of the TV set. Okay, so now we have the cell phone is connected to the television set using the adapter with the HDMI cable. And the video off this iPad camera is not as good as the video off of the cell phone, but as you can see, it's mirroring the cell phone. And we'll get a quick little video here, waiting for a commercial to get over, but as you can see, we only have 2 bars through the Verizon network, so it's not a strong signal out here in the fifth wheel. And then we'll come back and we'll take a look at the picture on the Samsung TV. It's a 55-inch TV. And as you can see, with 2 bars of cellular network service, we're streaming a very good picture with good sound across the surround sound system. And we turn the audio up for just a minute so you can hear the surround sound. Picture is great. 2 bars of Verizon service, so that's a poor man's way of being able to stream YouTube TV or Netflix or Amazon or any of those. I've tried it with all the other services, Netflix, Amazon. We also have Vudu for some movies and things. And all of them stream very good with just 2 bars of Verizon cellular service. And again, since I have unlimited, I'm not worried about the data. And even if they throttle my data back, it's not going to throttle back to the speed that it would if I were trying to hotspot from my cell phone to the TV's Wi-Fi and then into the TV set. So there you go. It's a poor man's way, and that's how the Alpine Guide does it. It gets us by.